This week on the 302, we're taken to the trees for some high-flying adventure. Make sure your harness is on tight. The 302 is ziplining your way. Hey there, we are at Lum's Pond State Park in Bear, Delaware for some high-flying adventure. I'm joined now by Zach Schroeder, who is the site manager for Go Ape. Now, Zach, this is an amazing and gorgeous setting.
It is. We love being out here in the park. We love being at Lum's Pond. We have been here since 2013, so since then we've just been getting people up in the trees and having a safe and great time.
Now, for someone who may not know exactly what you have to offer here, you have several courses. There's something for everybody, right?
We do. We do offer about 3 different activities. There's a little bit of something for everybody. Each of those activities do have their own requirements that we have in place for everybody's safety and enjoyment. But we do have the ability to get pretty much, most people up in the trees to experience something new and fresh.
So let's talk about, you have a ropes course, you have zip lining, obstacles, and then you have something new called a monkey drop. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about it? We'll go into more depth later,
Sure.
But give us the overview of what's out here.
Yeah, so for the most part, we are what we like to call an adventure course. So we have a little bit of ropes course and a little bit of zip lining all combined together. So for our Treetop Adventure and our Treetop Journey courses, these are mostly ropes courses. People will work through a number of obstacles to get to zip lines, and then they'll, once they get to the zip lines, enjoy a nice ride back down to the ground, and then we keep on rolling the activity from there. For our monkey drop, it is a little different. The monkey drop is a nice adrenaline-filled free fall style activity. So guests will actually get to a top platform. Our instructors will be taking care of them nicely, but essentially they will free fall for a couple of feet and then be lowered down to the ground. It definitely gets the adrenaline going pretty quick.
So when people come out here, maybe they don't, maybe they haven't done it before, they don't realize all that goes into it. You have a series of platforms that are set up, and it's constructed in a way that continual motion, but at your own pace.
Correct. So for our adventure course, we do highly recommend that people move at their own pace. Some people are going to be a little nervous up in the trees. Some people are those, thrill seekers who are going to be very comfortable up there. But we do ask that people move at whatever pace they're comfortable with, and our staff is always around to help out with that as well.
So you guys have been around since 2012, but has it always been a series of 3, or did you kind of build on a ropes course and zip lining, or?
Yeah, so our first year out here was 2013. We did just have the adventure course there. So that's how we got started. It was a very popular activity, and kind of just over the years we've been adding to the course. A few years after our opening, we did get our journey course opened up, which was really exciting. That was in 2016. And then just last year, we did introduce our monkey drop activity. So that's the baby of the course, but people have already been coming out and having a great time on it.
So if someone wants to come out and they've never done it, what should they know? What should they prepare? What should they bring?
Yeah, great question. Definitely check out all of our literature on the website. We have everything everybody needs to know on there, and that's goape.com. I do recommend people make sure they select the correct location so that they're looking at the correct info there. But some critical things, just our basics, closed-toed, closed-heeled shoes are required. We do ask that people bring a face covering out with them. There are times in the activity that we do require face coverings. People can also bring out their own gloves. Gloves are a course requirement for everybody's safety as well. So people can either bring their own, or we do sell gloves if people happen to forget them or anything like that.
So you mentioned face covering. I know that a lot of folks are, trying to be safe with COVID and everything. So talk to me about those times when you need to wear your mask, because you're going to be talking to an instructor about how to stay safe.
Definitely. So we do ask that face coverings are worn when people approach our windows for check-in. And we're also going to ask that they wear their face coverings when they're being harnessed up, when they're getting their safety instruction, and in general, anytime that social distancing cannot be maintained on the course. So for a large majority of the activity, once people get up in the trees and get going, they don't need to wear it the whole time we're going through the course, but they do want to keep it on their person in case there is a situation where we do want to keep everyone nice and safe and have them wear the face covering. So
talk to me a little bit about the safety instruction. What kinds of safety instructions do you give?
Yeah, sure. It depends on the activity. So for our venture course, it is a higher risk activity for sure. So we definitely go in more in depth with our safety instructions. So our instructors will bring folks down, we'll get them harnessed up nice and safe. Once we get people into harnesses, bring them down to our training area where we actually use a series of audio clips to help get our safety points across. While those audio points are going through, our instructors are demonstrating throughout. There's pauses in between everything so people can ask questions if they're unclear on anything. And then once we get through that, everyone's going to go through our training site. We want to make sure everyone knows how to stay safe before we really start getting into things up in the trees.
That's excellent. We're going to talk more about Go Ape and all of the fun things you can do here and the safety measures when we return.
I'm Corporal Jewell of the Delaware State Police. I was born and raised in the 302, and I'm looking forward to watching this on the 302.
Welcome back. We're at Go Ape and we're talking with Zach. Now, you were just going over some of the safety precautions. Are there requirements of like weight and height and things like that that we need to be mindful of before coming out?
Correct, there are, and they kind of differ depending on the activity. So in general, we do have a weight requirement of a max weight of 285 is recommended. This is also subject to harness fit. So I want to make sure everyone can fit safely in a harness if we're going to be up in the trees. Depending on the activity, we do have height requirements. So for our adventure course, 4'7" in height is our minimum height requirement that we ask of folks to meet. For monkey drop, there isn't actually a height requirement, so that's super awesome. And then for our treetop journey course, we do have a height requirement of 3'3".
So now I want to just drill down into the various things because there are things for everybody. If you don't want to go on a zip line, the ropes course is probably a starter place for you, right?
Yeah, I recommend people if they're a little bit concerned about the height situation or if they've never really done anything like this before, the journey course is a great place to start. It is our lower ropes course. So it does stay at 20 feet, so the heights are very comfortable for people who are, maybe just getting into something like this for the first time.
So I'm looking at it now, and there are platforms, and there are boards nailed to the trees, and there are some nets and things. What kinds of things do you have to navigate on the journey course?
Yeah, so for the journey course, we're always going to start at our gate, and so folks will get up into the trees by going up some stairs, nice and comfortable there. Once we're up in the trees, there's a great variety of obstacles. Different kind of bridge obstacles, ropes obstacles that might swing around a little bit as we go through them. And the difficulty of those really ranges. We have things that are pretty easy just to walk across, and then we do have some things that are a little more difficult that will require a little bit of upper body strength to get through to keep it interesting for folks.
So it's the kind of thing that challenges you, but the main thing is just to have fun with it, even if you do get a little scared, right?
Absolutely. So the nice thing about our course and our obstacles in particular is that there's not just one way to go through things. So even more of our difficult crossings, there are nice, cheesy, easy ways to go ahead and just kind of zip through those if we are having difficulties going through the tougher way.
So what do you do whenever you have somebody come and they think they're going to be able to zip line and they get halfway through the course and they're like, I can't do this? How do you deal with folks that may be a little, I don't want to say chicken, but just a little nervous?
Sure, yeah, it's totally normal to be nervous on the course. Like I said, a lot of people are doing something like this for the very first time. So first and foremost, we do have great staff who's around to help people out. We're great cheerleaders, we're great coaches. So we love, seeing people maybe, having a tough time with something and just helping them through that. So our staff is fantastic on how to navigate these crossings. And if people may need a little bit more help, we can always come up into the trees and help people as well if that's needed. But for the most part, we find that, people can just get a little pep talk going on. Like I said, our staff is amazing at helping people get through those challenging parts.
I can imagine that really is very helpful because a lot of people, I would think, come out here because they want that challenge. They want to be able to conquer a hurdle, and having somebody say, you know, you can do it, you know, just put your foot here, or, you know, even just if they're just right next to you helping you do it, can really be helpful. Do you guys, you go through that quite a bit?
Oh, absolutely. So it's great to kind of know the course and get into the technical side of all of our crossings and things like that. But the best part about being out here is just seeing people's eyes light up when they see exactly what they're going to be getting into. Once they do get up in the trees, you know, whether they're a little nervous or having the time of their lives, we like to be a part of that and just do what we can to help people have the best day ever out here.
Now, you're talking about the experiences of others. Obviously, you probably know all of these courses like the back of your hand. What is it like to, you know, get on the zip line and just kind of fly through the trees? What is it like?
It's a great experience. So firstly, just being in the trees, you kind of get a new perspective of the park. So we do have a lot of locals that come here. You know, they bike and hike the trails all the time. But being in the trees, being on the platforms, you kind of get to see things with a fresh pair of eyes. So I'd like to find that to be pretty refreshing. I have known the course for a good while, but every time I get up there, there's still something fun and exciting going on. Still get a little bit of adrenaline going through the body as well. And yeah, just always looking for new ways to enjoy ourselves up there.
Now, you've been here for a while. How did you come to work here?
Sure, yeah. One of my good friends actually was working here when the course first opened up. So shortly after that, the next season they had, I really wanted to be part of the team. So I joined on as an instructor, just working weekends for a little bit. When the summertime came around of that year, I just devoted all my time into being here at Go Ape and learning the craft, and it's just been going up ever since then. I've held multiple management positions, all the way to my position now as a senior site manager, and every day is interesting, every day is really exciting, I really love what I do.
Now, you mentioned this before. Make sure that when you go on the website to kind of preview it, that you're on the right site. There are several Go Ape sites, right?
There are, yeah. We have several locations around. Most of our locations are East Coast or Midwest based. So we're kind of scattered throughout. Highly recommend people, especially if we have some travelers out there, take a look at the map, see where they're going, see where we have locations. Every course does have a little bit of its own character. We're all on, you know, different trees, our heights differ. So highly recommend if people are a fan of Go Ape to check out as many locations as they can.
Do you have people that do that, that say, I've been to all the locations except this one, that kind of make sure that they check them all off? Is there a bucket list for Go Ape?
Yeah, I think there is. We do get travelers around here. I think most frequently we get people that have visited our Virginia courses and our Maryland courses in particular. We're all pretty close to each other, so it's not uncommon for someone to visit our course and a handful of those other courses.
So is there like a patch for the, you know, this Go Ape location, something that you can, you know, like a, you know, to show that you've done it, you've completed it?
Yeah, every site does have really, really cool designed site-specific stickers, so I highly recommend people collect those up. We do have everyone has limited quantities of those. So when we do have, you know, special groups come out or our travelers come out and they're really into the activity, we like to hook them up with something like that to commemorate their travels.
Excellent. We're going to talk more about how to visit Go Ape with your group coming up next.
My name is Lauren E. Peters. I'm an artist and I'm drawn to the 302.
Welcome back. Now, Zach, we were talking about groups coming in. You have a lot of folks coming in right now. People are going crazy, so they want to get out and get up into the trees, right?
Oh, yeah. I think people are looking for things to do outside, and we're a great activity for people to do. Groups are super popular out here. If people visit the website, there is a page dedicated for groups, so I highly recommend people check that out for all the details and best way to contact us to get their group booked on. Our most popular groups that come out are definitely Boy Scout, Girl Scout groups. They have a blast out here. We accommodate their groups very frequently. Bachelor and bachelorette parties are very popular as well. It's a great high energy activity for people to have a great time out here to do. And beyond that, we do have a number of corporate events. People find that it's a great team building activity to bring their staff out. So we have had a number of corporate events take place here as well.
I can imagine it'd be a great way. Everyone has been so dislocated because we've all been working from home for the last year. A great way to bring your staff together and kind of rebond in the trees.
It is. I would say, you know, everyone's true colors kind of come out in the trees a little bit, and it's really awesome to see those groups come through and watch those teams kind of pick each other up and just get out and do something really different.
So reservations are highly recommended because you're so busy, right?
They are. I highly recommend people make their reservations about 2 weeks or more ahead of time. Our Saturdays and Sundays have been very, very popular, so that's the time frame people are looking at to get a comfortable time that they really want to come out here and enjoy themselves with.
Now, is there a group of folks that's too large to come, or what's the limit?
Sure, we do cap our brief sizes typically at 12 people, but we can accommodate, you know, our larger groups like our scout groups and bachelorette parties. We just might split those people up into different briefing groups. But once people have their training and we're out on the course, they're moving at their own pace, so they can always get up with each other again.
So is this the kind of thing where we can bring a lunch and kind of hang out and enjoy the day whenever we're done with the course?
Oh, absolutely. Highly recommend that. We do have picnic areas all around. For those busy days, they are available to reserve. There are a number of really cool pavilions here at Lumps Pond that people tend to reserve. We have a number of picnic benches as well. So we find that, you know, our birthday parties, our bigger groups tend to bring a couple coolers out. And after their activity, they do enjoy some lunch out here.
So, but there's no lunch out here that you can purchase. You just have to bring your own food in, right?
That's correct. We do currently sell Boulder Canyon chips, which is really awesome. So we do have bags of chips for $1 if people need a little snack afterwards. This is a pretty physical activity, so people get kind of hungry after going through.
So make sure you pack a lunch. Excellent. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the monkey drop. I know that is the latest and greatest thing that you have out here.
Yeah, the monkey drop is fantastic. Like I said, we just got this going last year, so it's pretty new to the Go Ape Lumps Pond family. What folks will do is climb a series of ladders to get up to our main platform. So that's kind of, you know, challenge number one, just getting up there. We do have staff at the bottom and at the top to make sure everyone's staying nice and safe. Once folks do make it up to the top, we have an instructor hook them up to our safety system. They're going to give them a couple pieces of safety info, and then we're going to just walk off a platform. What the monkey drop is it's going to have people free fall about 8 to 10 feet until the device will catch them. We'll lower them down to the ground at a nice controlled speed for the rest of the way.
Now, I've got to say, if you're going to be nervous about something, that's got to be the thing that I would be nervous about. Do you do a lot of pep talks at the top of the platform?
Oh yeah, the name of the game for our staff is coaching folks. It is an activity that gets the adrenaline going at a high level really quick. But it is a lot of fun too. So whether folks need a little pep talk or some more coaching, we're very successful in having people enjoy the experience and get that drop in.
And we're going to get a demonstration. Zach, talk to me a little bit about what she's doing with, is that a carabiner or what's that?
Yeah, so that's our standard trolley that we use. So as folks will climb up, they do want to keep their trolley at their waist height or above. That's going to keep them in the safest position possible while they're navigating our ladders. And much like any of our other activities, this isn't a timed activity, so people can, move at the pace they're comfortable with when going through these ladders. There are 3 of them, so it does take a little bit of time to get up there, but that's definitely part of the fun.
So are you secured at all times when you're on these courses?
Absolutely. So the trolley won't be able to come off the system at all. So folks are hooked up by our staff onto the system at the very beginning, and they will not be able to come off the system at all until they're safely back on the ground.
Wow. So this is a 3-platform kind of climb. How high is this?
Yeah, this is sitting at about 40 feet.
So it takes a little bit of upper body strength to get up there.
Just a little bit. For folks that might be a little concerned about, maybe not having upper body strength to navigate any activity that we have going on, I just remind them that there's a lot of power in the legs. So we should be using our legs quite a bit when we're going through any of our activities.
So she's made it to the top of the platform. So what happens when you get to the top?
So when people make it to the top of the platform, they're going to be given some safety instructions. We got our friend Morgan up top there, who's going to go over some safety points and make sure that everyone's on the same page and understanding how we're going to stay safe throughout the process. We're going to hook them up to the safety system, and we're also going to tell them, you know, where they want to hold on to, how we're going to be stepping off, and then really important, how we want folks to land once they get at the bottom.
And what's the important part about the landing? You have to stick the landing.
So the landing is always the fun part for sure. We recommend people, as they do come down, they kind of keep their feet underneath of them, but once they do touch down, to just kind of go down into a nice seated position so that we're going really smooth all the way to the ground, nice and safe.
And you've got some a soft surface to land on, so they don't have to worry about that.
We do high-level playground grade mulch is what we like to use out here. So we keep that in really nice condition so that people are staying safe all day.
Now, I said it was Annie, but Annie is actually the instructor. Bryce is the lucky person that's going to be coming down for us.
Yes, Bryce is our associate site manager. She is an excellent part of the team. Yes, she's doing some demonstrations for us today. I will say she is a monkey drop wizard, definitely knows a ton about the activity, and does a great job of being able to coach people to go off if they are a little nervous.
All right, monkey drop wizard. Excellent job. Thank you. And she definitely stuck the landing. Zach, thank you so much for allowing us to come out and share this experience.
Of course, thanks y'all for coming out today.
And we'll be right back. That'll do it for this episode of the 302. For more information on high flying fun, you can visit goape.com. We leave you now with some awesome video of ziplining through the trees. Until next time, tell them you saw it on the 302.